In the world of Chainsaw Man, devil hunters are a really big deal, and now that the animes come out, you've probably figured out as much, but just as all devils are not to be viewed as equal, the same is true when it comes to devil hunters, which is why in today's Chainsaw Man video, we're going to be looking at every single devil hunter in Special Division 4 and explain all you need to know about Division 4 of devil hunters that our series protagonist Denji's been assigned to, including what Special Division 4 is and what the powers are of every single devil hunter in that group. So jumping right in, Tokyo Special Division 4 is a group of devil hunters both initially created by Makima and later led by Kishibe. This is viewed as an experimental group. This group of devil hunters is unique to say the least, and it isn't because we have the eternally horny Denji or the downright disgusting Power in this group either. This group of devil hunters is 100% different than all the other divisions you're going to see, which is why we're starting our conversation off with Special Division 4 out of this group first. This group has humans, but it also has devil hybrids like Denji and fiends like Power. For the most part, they're all considered to be powerful, but they're all equally disposable, something that Makima did not hesitate to remind them of more than once in the manga. We're going to start this one off with my personal favorite of the group, Power, who also happens to be one of my favorite characters in Chainsaw Man Part 1. For lack of better words, Power's powers come from the fact that she's a fiend. As a refresher, fiends in Chainsaw Man are what happens when a devil takes over a human's corpse, which is usually done as a break glass in case of emergency situation for a devil, i.e. it's their last ditch effort to stay alive. So here's the thing, Power is able to use the abilities of the Blood Devil, which if you let her tell it, all the other devils everywhere fled at the scent of her smell, but she does have a few things going for her to prove that she isn't just all talk right here. So the Blood Devil allows her to use blood manipulation, which can then be used to make blood weapons. They can range from a blood spear that can be used to stab her enemy in battle, and when she really puts her mind to it, Power can use this ability in a very crafty way, as shown when she was able to pour blood into bottles, hide them in the area, and then use them as a trap to spring up as spears in order to attack her enemy when they least expected it. When she does go into her true devil form, she has the ability to manifest thousands upon thousands of blood spears and swords that levitate all around her, and she shoots them off, and the effectiveness of this attack is not one that you can turn your nose up either, because even someone as utterly broken as Makima had trouble with this power briefly when she was forced to combat it. Power is also able to make a blood hammer that you saw in the Chainsaw Man trailer, where she can make giant hammers enough to crush her enemy in a very disgusting manner, but she's also got the ability to make smaller hammers as well. When Power consumes too much blood, her devil power increases like crazy, and she produces more horns on her body, and when this happens, she becomes strong enough to potentially one-shot some strong characters, being strong enough that she was able to have Denji thrown into the ceiling with one punch. And it isn't just physical strength that gets augmented in this form either, it's also the overall stats themselves. Power also has the ability to stop people from bleeding out by manipulating the blood inside of their bodies, but she herself admits this isn't the easiest thing to do, and she can also use her own blood to slow down the regen abilities of her target. Power is as powerful as she is disgusting and greedy, and anyone who refuses to brush their teeth or flush the toilet after they poop, they're downright disgusting. Between her powers and her tendency to be childish, disobedient, and greedy, there's a good reason why some people such as myself call her the problem child of Special Division 4. Aki Hayakawa is the next member of Special Division 4, and he's another interesting one because unlike Power, he's actually a human, and he has had devil contracts with the Fox Devil, the Future Devil, and the Curse Devil. Now, Aki can be a bit blunt at times, sometimes too blunt for his own good, but he's a damn good character who I think you anime fans are going to love when season 1 continues on. The only downside to his character is that he's a bit of a simp for Makima, but that's going to make sense later on as you see more episodes. Now, his powers are very interesting, but let's be clear, he's more than skilled enough on his own without any type of devil contracts. Aki has been shown being able to swap hands with devils using his own skill, speed, and strength, and we've seen the man dodge explosions, which is no easy feat, and he's also a pretty tough SOB, being able to tank getting kicked through a wall, getting stabbed and slapped around by stronger devils, and the man still refused to go to a hospital afterwards. So here's the thing, Aki's devil contracts are broken, The Fox Devil requires him to feed it a part of his body, but in exchange, Aki is able to use the Fox Devil in contract, as you saw in the trailer for season 1. By saying the word "con," the Fox Devil can appear out of anywhere and bite its enemies. The Future Devil gives him the power to see bits of the future, but it's a bit complicated. So in exchange for his right eye, Aki has been given the powers of the Future Devil, which allows him precognition in the form of seeing into future events for a few seconds, which basically is a walk-in cheat code when used in battle, because when used effectively, especially in the hands of somebody like Aki, who has multiple fighting styles where he can fight you with a sword, he can just throw those hands at you, Aki is dangerous. Now, Aki can also summon the Future Devil should he choose to. Now, the contract with the Cursed Devil allows him to use a nail sword. When Aki points the nail at a specific part of the enemy's body, he says the word "fire," and the Cursed Devil flicks the back of the nail in order to do damage at the enemy. When he stabs the target 3 times, he can summon the Cursed Devil in order to kill the enemy, but when this happens, it comes with a price. So Aki loses a part of his lifespan in the process. Now, Beam is the next Devil Hunter we're going to cover, and Beam is the Shark Fiend. Now, Beam is just a bro, like plain and simple. He's a bro. Dude is pretty much down for any and everything, which makes him a very fun character to read. And Beam's powers are also fun in general, even though he's pretty straightforward. He has the powers of intangibility, which allows him to swim through objects, including walls and floors. The only downside to this is that he can't take anyone with him. When he transforms into his shark transformation, Beam's shark head ends up having more biting power than normal, and when he goes into his full transformation of the Shark Devil form, you can assume that this power level goes up as well. We've seen the man tank point blank range explosions, and he's still being worked up afterwards in order to continue on his escape path in the process. As a fiend, his durability stands out in comparison to other fiends. Now, Galagi is the next fiend that we're going to be looking at, and he's got the powers of the Violence Devil, which interestingly enough is the opposite of his personality, and it's because he still retains a good chunk of his brain from when he was human, and he's able to recall his past life as a human, which for a fiend is usually not the case. Now, Galagi is pretty damn strong as a fiend, even though he's supposed to be weaker than a normal devil. His power is impressive enough that his kicks are able to crack the ground, and he wears a mask on his face in order to keep his strength held back. However, that's not to say the percentage of his power that we see isn't impressive, because we see him decapitate his enemies with a single kick, and we've seen him raise the size of his body parts by increasing the muscle mass in the process to produce more power. Angel is the next Devil Hunter we're covering, and Angel has the powers of the Angel Devil. Angel is a character who should fascinate you as you go through the season. In one breath, you'll see him say that he thinks humans should die a painful death, and then in the next breath, you'll see him trying to comfort humans in their final moments. He doesn't particularly like being ordered around by others, and he doesn't care for fighting, and he can just be downright lazy at times, but when he does fight you, you have a problem on your hands. The Angel Devil can take the lifespan of a person just by touching them. If it weren't for his own lazy nature, he would be the strongest member of Special Division 4, and you should see why as we go on. So just off physical ability alone, he's got the speed to block bullets like it's nothing, and he's been shown being able to keep up with some of the fastest characters we've been introduced to in this series. The ability to absorb life force is as deadly as it sounds. Basically, the longer he holds on to you, the more of your life force he can absorb until he kills you. But when he does absorb your life force, he can make weapons out of it, and he can also determine how much of your life you actually have left. Think of it like the Shinigami eyes that you see in Death Note. Whereas the eyes show the remaining lifespan, the power that Angel has requires him to touch somebody in order to know. Angel's weapons that he can make also include a sword that is manifested from his halo that can instantly kill anyone he touches, and that only requires 5 years worth of a lifespan being given up in order to produce the sword. When he has 1,000 years of a life force, the Angel Devil can make a spear that is strong enough and powerful enough to take down the Chainsaw Man. Now, Himeno's another human devil hunter in the squad, and she has the contract with the Ghost Devil. She's been shown being willing to take on some more questionable approaches in order to get the job done, like when she was willing to give Denji a full-on French kiss in order to get the best results. While she herself isn't some superhuman with hand-to-hand combat and durability and speed and all the other things you might think of, the contract with the Ghost Devil is still worth exploring, and it's absolutely broken. So in exchange for a right eye, she gets the powers of the Ghost Devil, which allows her to summon the right arm of the ghost devil, which in turn is invisible and it's intangible, but she can still attack while using this arm. And when she gives up her entire body to the ghost devil, she can sprout out multiple arms in order to engage her enemy in combat. Hirokazu is the next devil hunter we're going to be covering, and his powers are, well, interesting to say the least. And by interesting, I mean he sucks. Like, there's no getting around it. Like, we're told he can use the fox devil like Aki, but in universe, even Himeno admits he's nothing special and he doesn't have anything going for him except for his strong drive. The other thing that stands out for him is that he's passionate in how much he actually cares for his comrades, but in this world, that's only going to get you so far because your comrades can and will die. Now, moving on, Kishibe is the captain of Tokyo Division 4. Now, this is a Chad, a Brad, a Tyrone, Hector, Jamal, and every other masculine name that you can think of rolled into one. I love this man. Everybody loves this man. This dude can be chill one minute, and then in the next minute, he fights like an experienced, brutal savage that's just completely calculated if that's what the situation calls for. He's a pro, he's a veteran, he's strategic, and when it comes to devil hunting, this is that dude. All those Chuck Norris memes, all those Liam Neeson memes, that's your guy right there. This man is strong enough that when it came time to fight Denji and Power at the same time, the man wasn't phased and was shown breaking Power's blood weapons with just his punches. He's fast enough that he dodged Denji's attacks, countered attack in the next breath with enough speed that he blitzed him, and did the same thing with Power to the point where he sliced her neck open. Dodging attacks at point blank range is nothing to this man. He's got multiple devil contracts, though we don't know what the price is for them. We know he has contracts with the Claw Devil, the Knife Devil, and the Needle Devil. It's just that we've never seen him use those powers, and we've never actually learned what the price is going to be. When the man fights, he has his weapon of choice, which is a knife, and before you blink, his speed is going to have somebody's neck sliced open. Again, my man's just amazing. Now for Denji, we're going to blitz through Denji's abilities because by the time you guys are seeing this, my Why Everyone Fears Chainsaw Man video will be up on the channel. But essentially, Denji, with and without the Chainsaw Devil's powers, is still impressive. Hunting down devils at a young age, for as long as he can remember, this kid knows his way around a fight on the battlefield. We've seen him take on giant devils like the Leech Devil in hand-to-hand combat, blocking blows, punching and clawing, and even headbutting his way through the fight in order to try and secure a win. And when you factor in the man has learned to fight in a more strategic manner thanks to his training with Kishibe, this man Denji is pretty deadly without the Chainsaw Man powers, but when he does use them, he's able to sprout chainsaws from his limbs and from his head in order to chop his enemies, and he can also disconnect the chains from his body to ensnare his enemies in a trap. For more info on Denji's powers and abilities, check out my Why Everyone Fears Chainsaw Man video I referenced a few moments ago. Now, Princhie is the spider devil. She might appear to be docile, but she can and she will kill every single person that rubs her the wrong way. She's able to walk on walls like a spider and do everything else you can think that a spider can do, kind of like the Spider-Man meme. Spider-Man does everything a spider can. It's the same thing for her. She was shown being able to summon Makima to a location, though we don't know if this only applies to Makima or not, but what we do know is that she's been shown killing people with a single strike, and she's able to bury herself underground and reemerge behind her enemy to launch out sneak attacks. Kobine is going to be our next devil hunter, and she's another human. Kobine probably isn't going to be your favorites by the time you guys see this video, depending on where the anime's at. The meme, "these hoes ain't loyal," probably went through your head when I said her name because the girl switched up on Denji fast and Denji gets horny, which it don't take much time for Denji to get horny. Denji is pretty much always horny enough that he lets women sit on him like a chair in the manga. That being said, even I have a little bit of a soft spot for her character because, to be fair to her, she never wanted to become a devil hunter in the first place. She wanted to go to college. Her parents pretty much forced her into it, making her choose between being a sex worker, getting her back blown out daily, and having to swallow babies for a living, or she had to become a devil hunter. That's not the easiest choice to make, especially at such a young age, so I totally feel for her on that end. Now, Kobine does have a devil contract, but here's the thing, it ain't been revealed yet. However, based off what we have seen, she's able to at least hold her own in battle, being skilled enough with a knife to take on Katana Man in a battle, and being able to effortlessly dodge attacks from the Snake Devil. The only thing that really holds her back is really her timid nature, but again, for someone who never wanted to become a devil hunter in the first place, this is totally expected. Now, Madoka and Fushi they're useless. They have no devil contracts that we know of. Madoka did show some level of skill because he was able to survive the assassination attempt on the special divisions in the manga, and most of the people that were around him actually died, but somehow he managed to stay alive. So there's a tip to the hat for at least that much, but we haven't seen anything worthwhile from this character, likely due to the fact that he resigned as a devil hunter. Now, Fushi is a newbie to the special division, and we never saw him do anything in part 1 of Chainsaw Man outside of the brief skirmish during the Katana Man arc, which, don't get your hopes up, when the episode airs, if you blink, you're gonna miss Fushi. However, that's gonna be it for every member of Special Division 4. Up next, we'll likely cover every member of Special Division 5. Who is your favorite member of Special Division 4 and why? While you think that over, consider watching these other videos you see on the screen right now.